Hello, my fellow sentient humanoids. Today I am going to show you how I do my natural daytime Dolly glam. So, hope it's helpful. So to start off, I already have foundation, powder, eyebrows, day 2 eyebrows, so don't come at me too hard. And we're just going to start with the eyes, real easy. Just kind of making sure that there's no like creased foundation, and then I'm taking a very fine powder and just dabbing it on there, because if there's a bunch of oil on your eyelids, and my eyelids get very oily, then you kind of risk smudging, creasing, all that lovely stuff, even with a primer. And I have found that doing primer on top of powder has actually worked really well. So after powdering my eyelids, I do use a primer. I use the Too Faced glitter glue, but honestly, you could use something like chapstick, you know, you can use pretty much any glitter primer. I hear that NYX sells a really good one. Just taking little tiny bit on my fingertip and just dabbing it on, working it in. Just pretty much centering it on the very, like, just the eyelid, not the crease. And then whatever's left over after working that in, you put it on the inner corner. Now I'm taking some shimmers, just, you know, NYX roll-on shimmer. And you can use a brush or you can use your finger. It just kind of depends on how I'm feeling. I'm thinking finger today. And you just put it on right where you put the primer. So now that we have that, we just have this nice little white shimmery stuff on our eyelids. Always nice. So I found that, like, one of the keys, well, I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody knows this, but to look like a doll, you really have to make your eyes open up, look big, bright. So the first step into doing that, for me anyway, is to take white eyeshadow, literally any white eyeshadow. I don't even know who this is. My mom gave it to me, my mother-in-law, and it has white eyeshadow, so I use it. To be honest, as long as you're using a primer, any shadow will work. So taking a wee little brush, you know, tiny, dip it in the white eyeshadow and just put it on the inner corner and kind of extend it into the shimmer. Using it, you know, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but using it lengthwise, you know, that way, it helps to kind of get that triangular area there, because it used to be that I would just, you know, take a big old brush like this and just go and just boom, done. No, I like it to be a little bit more precise these days. Okay, so that just really brightens up the whole inner eye area. Especially if you're like me and you basically have sockets of doom with the large under eye dark area and the eyelid. Thankfully, if you do have dark eyelids like I do, you basically have a natural crease shadow up in there. So for the top of the eyes as well, I take a little bit of the wax glitter. You know what I mean. It's the kind that they sell at Claire's in the little palettes. It's waxy. Not good for all over glitter glam effects, but for this, it is really handy. And you basically take any color you want. I'm just gonna go with the prismatic. It's my go-to. Finger, see just the littlest bit on there and just dab it right on the center. And that basically just gives the shimmer a little extra sparkle, really condensed in that one spot. But since you used your finger, it doesn't look like you packed it on with a brush. It's a little bit more sparse. So that's what we're trying to achieve. this is the part that I have noticed has really gotten me that doll-like effect. And that's first using primer. This is just Urban Decay. Again, my finger. I use my fingers a lot, and so always wash your hands before you do this. Just take that little bit, ring finger, and look up, and pat it on your lower lash line. Just the entire way from the inner corner to the outer corner. And then just take a teeny tiny little bit and put it right on the brow bone. Okay, so we're going back with the white eyeshadow, taking a larger brush, pack just a little bit on the larger brush and just kind of sweep it on that brow bone. You really don't want a whole lot on your brow bone, and I know my light is a little bit harsh and you probably can't tell the difference that it made, but it does make a difference, I promise. And then the little brush, a little bit of shimmery powder, shimmery white, shimmery silver, whatever. And just accentuate the very bottom of that brow. Really, just a tiny bit. The goal is to not make it that noticeable. Then using the same little brush that you used for the inner corner, you're going to take more of the white and you're going to pack it along the lower line. You can kind of see I have that natural darkness right there, and I'm looking to get rid of that. Again, the goal here is to not make it super noticeable, so do blend it out as you go, but you can already kind of see that difference in how it makes my eyes look a lot bigger. Now I'm using a little bit of a bigger brush just to blend it, make it not so noticeable. But I look awake now. I don't look like I've skipped 3 days of sleep. Usually what I'll do right after that is I'll do my blush for some reason. I don't know why I do that and then blush. But you're going to want a very subtle blush. I mean, this one is just NYC. And I use a little spongy triangular thing from the 90s. And I put it on basically the temple of the cheekbone. I don't do the smile and the apple of the cheek because it just doesn't work for my face type. So I put it right up in here. Then afterwards, taking the same little thing, take it on the tip and right on the little tip of your nose. It makes like the smallest little difference, but it does kind of give you, not really a contour, because I got a big honker anyway, but it does, I think it looks cute, personally. I just don't make it like super clown nose red, you know? Then back with the white eyeshadow, little narrow brush, just kind of right on the bridge of the nose. Not bothered about making it precise, you know, just kind of making my nose appear a wee bit slimmer and not looking like I can smell you from 30 miles away. After this, I like to go in with eyeliner, kind of. I do the wing first, and I'll show you. So I start from the bottom lash line and I just kind of go horizontal as much as possible. I don't really try to go up too much. So like it looks kind of like it's curved, but when I'm looking like this and while I'm doing it, it's straight. By the way, this is the best eyeliner I've ever used. It's called the NYX Epic Ink Liner. Worth it. Okay, now I have some very silly wings going on. That's just how I do it. This part is optional, but I do tend to wear false eyelashes. And most of the time I use ones that look like this. but I do not use the whole lash. I tend to cut the very end part off and I move them this way. So what I just did there was I put the glue on the lash band, kind of placed it where I wanted it, dotted it, and so that there's glue on my lash line now. And while that dries, I put on some mascara. To kind of give you an idea, if you do not wear false lashes, one, make the eyeliner very thin, and then just put on a coat or two of mascara, and this is pretty much the effect you'd get. So that's one lash on. That inner corner right there looks very stupid, and I'm aware of this, but it's just kind of how my eyes work. Let this be a lesson. Never wear false lashes without at least a little bit of eyeliner. So now we have lashes on, but no eyeliner. Now you can see exactly where I put that lash band. I put it kind of lining up with the outer edge of my iris. I didn't put it all the way in, and I did that for a reason. I found that one of the big things about making your eyes look big, apart from the white under here, is to make this area, the inner corner, very open. So not crowding it with lashes and eyeliner. So now that we have the lashes on, now is when I go in with eyeliner. I find that if I do my eyeliner and then my lashes, then my eyeliner ends up being way thicker than I want it to be. So this is just the way I do things. Just gonna start with that wang and just pull it in with that triangle. And I'm going along the lash band and making it as fine as possible. I've gotten to the inner corner of the band where it looks rather silly. And I just cover that with eyeliner. I try to do it as very thinly as possible, using the little tip, just the tip. Okay, so I have the lash band lined. Instead of, guiding my lashes down and doing it like this, I'm gonna keep my eyes open now and do it this way. So that inner corner is lined, but there's that gap, so just gonna connect it. And here's where some more magic comes in. We have that thin line all the way across the band. Right above your pupil, you're gonna make a little, hump. Now that we have that, we're just going to smooth in the wing. And now we have very thin to a little bit thicker to a thin wing going on. And that's what we need. That's what I need anyway. So if you're anything like me, you probably really suck at getting that wing line right. Pretty good on top, not so great on the bottom. Plus I want it, sharp enough to stab a bit. So I'm just going to use a teeny little brush and some foundation and sharpen it up. So that is the eyes done. They look, large, bit of sparkly when you blink. So next for the lips, the finishing touch. Just take a little bit of liquid red lipstick. You can put it all over your mouth if you want to, but I just dot, 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 dot. That could be a look. Bit of chapstick. And just a bit of a natural pink lip. So, hope you liked it. Hope it was helpful. Hope you learned some something new. Bye.
Check out that mug. Like my shirt? 911, unsung hero. Not me, my husband. Excuse me, madam. Please return your assigned seat. There's a man getting rid of spider webs around my front door. I don't know why. I like those spider webs. I like those spiders. They stop mosquitoes from getting in the house, so